welcome everyone to this week's Retro Wrestling Chat. And we're finally here recording about an hour late. But anyway, we'll leave that. We won't say any more about that. This week was my turn to pick. We're on episode 29, by the way. I always get that wrong, but not this time. This week we went to Wrestle Kingdom number 10 and a match between, how do I say their names again? Ishi and Shibata. Not Shibata bread, no, Shibata the athlete. For the neverweight Open Championship from NJPW. Jeez, I properly fucked this intro this week. But anyway, we'll go on. So, initial thoughts from anyone but me since I picked it. Tubbs, actually.
I think you should lead into it because you did pick it.
Okay, fine. So, I was just trying to take a breather. But anyway.
Wow.
So, yeah, I picked this match because I have fond memories of watching this match from maybe 5 or 6 years ago, however long it was. And my first thoughts when I watched this match the first time was, wow, because I'd never seen these two before. And they slapped the absolute shit out of one another and basically battered each other around the ring. And I thought it was great crack at the time. And I wanted to see if it still held up. And actually what you thought of it as well, Tubbs, because I know Rich would have been probably a fan of it anyway, because we kind of have similar tastes in wrestling. So, Tubbs, give us your first thoughts on it.
I was very conflicted with this match.
I knew this was going to come.
Okay, no, can I ask you a question, Rich? Why did you think this was going to come?
We'll discuss it when we're talking about opinions. Now, I don't mean it in any negative way, Tubbs. I had a feeling when I rewatched this match this time, I feel like you were enjoy it, but there's going to be quite a lot of things that you're going to be like, what?
No, not even that. I'll tell you why I was conflicted about it, because I did love this match, but I found myself 15 to 16 minutes into this match getting really, really bored because I had seen one wrestling move in 16 minutes. You know, like, I get it, man. It's strong style. It's New Japan. And look, I've watched matches with wrestling moves that have been fucking horrendous for hits. This felt very much, by the 15, 16 minute for me, it felt overkill. I get it. We're two hard fucking Japanese wrestlers. Hit me in the face, punch me, headbutt me. We get it. You're hard as balls. But it just, and that's just my opinion, I felt 15, 16 minutes in before I saw one wrestling move. I was going, fuck me.
Can I be just the first one to say I actually agree with you? Because when I watched this, it felt a lot quicker the first time. But as I was watching it, it was a blistering start. Like, let's make no bones about it. They really started really fast and hitting hard and stuff. But I do agree that it did lose a bit of it lost a bit there in about the quarter of an hour mark before they come into the final hurdle. We'll say.
Like, I mean, look, come here. All I was thinking when I was watching this match was, like, when I got to the very end of it, the 22-minute mark, I was thinking, like, all right, you know those moves that you sprinkled in here and there? Why didn't you, like, do a fucking, like the fucking chops for 2 minutes and then deliver a few moves, then go back to the fucking punches, deliver a few moves? This match for me, it just felt like that's basically what it was. It was the equivalent. Now, I'm not saying it wasn't a bad match, because I did cringe at several moments in this match. This was fucking horrible. These guys made me think, outside of kayfabe, that these guys hated each other. Like, legit wanted to murder their own kids. Do you know what I mean? In that sense, there was no holding back with these guys. But it just, as I said, by the time I got into, like, the 15, 16 minute of a 22-minute match, there was only, like, 5 to 6 minutes left. And I was going, Jesus Christ, I mean, like, if that's what you were going to do for this entire 22 minutes, you could have shaved easily 10 minutes off this match. And you could have just hit each other, like, continuously for 10 minutes straight. You know?
I do know there is a reason for it.
But no.
But I want to hear what Rich says first.
No, go on, let Rich, because I'm 50-50 conflicted on this one. Like,
where to start, boys? Where do I start? Right, look, I fucking totally get it, man. Like, this is New Japan, and this is fucking, like, the hometown of fucking the hard style. all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. I fucking, once again, I totally get this is two badass motherfuckers in this ring, right? Out here proving a fucking point. Who is the toughest son of a bitch in this fucking ring? Right? How many kind of like, what's a term that usually used in like the more Western wrestling, like a test of, is it test of strength or
Test of strength, yeah.
Yeah.
how many versions do we have of that tonight on this episode? You know, I'm like, I'm gonna kick you in the back. Hey, that looked like fun. My turn. You know, because they're trying to outdo each other. Like, you know, that there was too many of these fucking moments, boys. That's where your time was built up on, was those moments of like, okay, you chopped me, my turn to chop you. You know what I mean? It was kind of a fun kind of thing. Like, no, you have you and your best pal. Haha, I'll do to you now. Slap. My turn. Slap.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very much that, right? I get why it was doing, because it was all kind of like, I'm the tough guy. You know what? And like, well, I have to beat you. I have to be the tougher fucking guy. So you got that out there proving a fucking point. This proves, like, you know, I bet everyone, like maybe including yourself, Tubbs, like, because I always pushing for New Japan matches because they're so good. But it does prove that there is bad New Japan wrestling matches. This so happens to be one of them. Just for the record, like, if no one's seen Wrestle Kingdom 10, go and look it up. That's a solid fucking card. Like, I mean, you got like Young Bucks fucking fighting like Kyle O'Reilly and like Fisher and all that kind of shit. Like, we got Omega, Okada. Like, there's so much great matches. Like, you got fucking the boot.
I could have really easily taken the easy way out and picked any match in that card, and it would have been better than this. I think.
This is gonna kick this back. See, this
but for me,
statement on your Tubbs.
No, go on. What would you say?
These guys are actually two great wrestlers.
Yeah.
They've had 5-star matches before, right? So we can't knock it, right? To me, though, it goes back to the match that Tubbs picked that involved me picking last week's match. It just proves that, like, great wrestlers, and I've said this from the beginning, that great wrestlers have shit matches. Because of the storytelling in this match, and I will say this statement for Western cultured wrestling fans, is not the ideal match for us to be watching. Like, this is see, when I watched this match, to me, all I could think of for most of this match was this was very old school, like pre-Hogan into Hogan days wrestling, right? This was, I'm going to fucking chop you, right? I'm going to chop you back. I think it was who was the manliest man in that fucking match. That's what it reminded me of. And it wasn't until the very end you started seeing like the triangle octopus hold, like the arm bar, and I was like, oh, we're getting some cool shit now. You know, like, we're no longer just like, because I think it was within like 10 minutes, they were like, wow, we've seen a suplex. That's the first wrestling move we've seen all night, apart from chops and kicks. The commentary called it.
Yeah, match.
And I'll tell you, because I went back and watched it, right? It was actually at the 12-minute mark when the commentary called it. It was when the first suplex was delivered. That's 12 minutes into a match, like. You know? And look, as Rich was saying, I totally get it. Like, you know what I mean? It's New Japan style. But I mean, you look at like the Omega and Kushida matches and all that kind of stuff. Not Kushida, but what was the match? It was Kushida, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did face each other on that
Yeah. But you watched that match, right? And that was hard hitting as fuck. Like, these guys were hitting each other, man. They were laying in their moves, and it was fucking stiff as fuck. But there was story, there was and there was an entire match pace. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a wrestling match. It was a pro wrestling match. This, as I said, I mean, this, as Rich said, if they just threw, like, when the armbar happened, they were like, oh, we're getting a move. We're starting to get going here. And then it was like they did the armbar, they did the sequence, and they got back up and just started slapping each other again. It just felt like it was like they did a move, like a power bomb. Then they went back to the slap fest, the headbutts, the kicks. And, like, as I said to you, all the strikes in this match some of these were horrendous, like. Like some of these like I mean you could genuinely see some of these two of these guys getting pissed off like and getting right stuck in, you know. But it just felt like it was way too fucking like as Rich said a while ago about the sequence, you slap me, I slap you back. We've seen it in like we saw it in the Nakamura versus Sami Zayn match where it was back and forth, back and forth. That's a product of wrestling. That goes back and forth. That's normally built into sequences, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
hit back and forth. This was like an entire match built around
Match
one
was built
sequence.
on it. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or as Rich mentioned, like several different versions of one sequence to fill out like 20 minutes of a match. For me, I was just kind of going like, okay, because I just thought maybe like, oh, maybe this is just they're going to fucking batter each other for about 5 to 6 minutes, and then they're going to wrestle for the end of it, and then they're going to come out of it with a finish. Yeah, but these guys were just it just, and then when it ended, then I was just kind of going, I didn't go like, oh, okay, that's cool. I was like, okay,
Yeah, the ending.
I had
The
no,
ending
you know,
was such a
I don't know,
dark
it was
slow.
weird.
I think like the storyline they were trying to portray was the young lion proving himself to the old
Of
lion,
course, I mean the story was there, but
correct and all that kind of stuff, but it just didn't work long form.
it was, and I think it just comes down to it. It's like I'll put it this way: it's anytime you see Brock Lesnar in a match, right? When he comes down and he does 25 suplexes and an F5, you never walk out of it going, "Oh man, it was the best match I've ever seen." You just become goes, "Oh, that's textbook Lesnar." Moving on.
Yeah,
You know, because that's what it became. It just became textbook thing: suplex, 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 German suplex, F5, pin. We're done. It was never. They were never matches you were going to go like, oh man, I'm going to go back and watch that in a year's time to see how I feel about it. Do you know, you were going, all right, that's a Lesnar match because that's just how it became.
Unless someone puts it in the comments and we have to.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If you want a Lesnar match, I suppose right down below. But yeah, for this, it just really felt like it was just it was too much. Like it was really just it went on too much. And as I said, man, I mean, I genuinely was there at one point because I watched this twice. I watched the match twice. The first time I watched it, right, I was going, all right, am I disconnected from this? Like, am I not getting something? Am I missing something on this match that it's not clicking with me? So I said, fuck it. When I got in, I said, I'll watch it again, see, can I spot stuff and maybe I missed. No, I was going, no, this is genuinely just not connecting with me because it's going on too much. It's the same shtick for 20 minutes, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Rich, Brian, I think overall in a 22-minute match, 4 or 5 wrestling moves.
This match was actually about 17 minutes, boys, just to correct you.
Well, give or
Yeah,
take with
two
entrances, it's
stuff,
22
yeah.
on the buffer line. But
17
but
minutes
you know,
match.
okay, 17 minutes, all right, right? And there was, I think, 4, maybe 5 actual moves performed.
No, I'd give it more because like the submissions alone, there was about 8 different submissions.
Okay, so there was the octopus, there was the armbar, there was the power bomb.
But there was different submissions because he was doing submissions into
Yeah, he tried
submissions
pushing
as well.
Yeah, he tried a submission on the top rope as well. Yeah, so there was about 3 or 4 submissions and maybe 1 or 2 like actual moves. But yeah, it's so. But do you know what I mean? It's a strong style. I get it. I like my strong style. I like my hard hitting wrestling. I love my meaty fucking moves. I love when people get battered. It looks amazing, and you kind of giggle at their pain, you know. But when an entire match is set around a sequence of strikes, I don't know. I just like sometimes it could work, Brian, but for me, I like I should have came out of this match going, man, this is brilliant. But I was going, I don't know, this. I was conflicted because I was going, I really loved the strikes. Like every strike I saw, I was like, oh, that's fucking unreal. Oh my god. But then I realized I was going to go, yeah, okay, this is. But outside of like loving the strikes and seeing these two guys getting battered, this really wasn't a good match.
Yeah.
Like in
So,
substance as a whole, this wasn't a good match.
on best moments, I've got one, but it's also in the worst moments.
For
Those.
me,
Shut
I
up,
can't remember. No, but I can't remember because there's so many of the same thing. I'm kind of jumbled on like where did this kick end in this sequence and all that. So I just say the strikes were awesome.
For me, the best moment was it was a tie really between that transition into like a Dragon Sleeper or whatever, or Hell's Gate or whatever it is, that submission where he had him by the feet or whatever. But the best and worst moment of the whole match was that series of headbutts. Oh my god, almost made me sick looking at him. Oh,
It was fucking horrible, man. To be fair,
like if there was something like that happened in AEW or WWE, it'd be all over Twitter and people would be fucking losing their shit over it.
And this match is only 4 years old, so like
it's still. See the sequence, with the slaps. They were like the knife edge chops that he hit him in the throat.
Yeah.
And the ref was calling it, and then he just went back and hit him in the throat again. Like, I was going, that's fucking horrible. Your man legit looks like he's choking, like, you know. Like that's what I mean. This one thing I will give it props for. Like, even like, look, for all I know, I'm not aware of these two guys. Like, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't even sit here and pretend to know a lot about these two guys. I've seen them in certain sections of pro wrestling, but I wouldn't have watched a lot of their stuff. But for me, watching this match, like, I don't know if they genuinely hate each other in real life, but they genuinely made me think that they hated each other. Like, these guys were out to hurt each other, and that part of the storytelling aspect was there. Like, these guys legit made me think that these guys didn't like each other. So, you know, I will say that there was elements of that stuff there. Do you know, they went out and they did tell a story about, you know, as you said a while ago, like the young lion trying to best the old guard. Do you know what I mean? Do you know, there was aspects of story there.
Respect for me, yeah.
And I'm not saying that this match wasn't without good stuff. Like, as I said, as you said, the headbutt sequences, those fucking, some of those knife edge chops and those kicks, man, were fucking horrendous. Like, you know, there was some great impact shots in this match. But what left me completely conflicted with this one was it didn't feel like an actual match. It just felt like two boys came out of the pub, got smart with each other, and just started battering each other in the streets. You know what I mean? Which is also good fun, but, you know, it just didn't feel like an actual pro wrestling style match. It just felt like it was a beatdown.
Someone in town that's going to sit down and let someone kick him in the back.
Yeah, do you know, but I mean, like, that's like me, you, and Rich sitting in a circle, right, getting up, taking turns, kicking each other in the back. I bet you it'd be fun after the first one or two, but after like two or three, you're getting up and going, nah, lads, enough. You know?
Who's getting kicked first?
Oh no, I'd easily get up and kick you in the back a good few times, Tubbs.
Yeah, but I mean, I could kick you in the back a few times as well, but after a while it gets boring, buddy. Do you know?
I don't know.
Just sitting there kicking each other.
Fighting kick. They could do drop kicks. You know, just like a soccer kick, roundhouse kicks. There's so many variation kicks we can do on you, Tubbs.
Exactly. So why didn't they do those variations instead of the same bloody fucking kick?
Because they knew we were going to do this 4 years later, and then just upset you, Tubbs. That's why.
On worse spots,
it's all good.
Some of the kicks from Ishi were pretty fucking bad as well.
They were. I mean, but that's what I mean. Is like some of them were so fiercely laid in. It genuinely looked like they, like, as I said, it looked from like the eye view that they were trying to hurt each other.
No, but what I mean is, is when Ishi was doing the Insigoris or whatever, he was missing a lot, and I think it was because of the height of Shibata.
Yeah.
Between them, that would be. So, like, will we just rate this, or?
Hey, where's my highlight, motherfuckers?
Go on, then.
Come on, man, give your highlights.
More, you bunch of Irish fucks. You know,
you Scottish fuck.
Half Scottish, don't you forget. I'm only
right.
Half Scottish. Don't you target me. How dare you? How dare you? Man, I'm just saying it. The transitions between submissions were fucking sweet as fuck. You know what I mean? That's what you're meant to see. You know, when you got someone at submission and they're slowly getting out, it's working into another submission. It kind of reminded me of Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh yeah.
You know, like when you see him put somebody in a lock and they're starting to slide out, and it's like, boom, you're in another fucking hold. Send out that one, boom, you're in another fucking hold. You know, it's that I quite enjoy that. The whole fucking like 50 minutes of them like hitting each other. Man, I just watch UFC for that.
Yeah, exactly, Rich. Do you know what I mean?
Just gonna watch UFC for that. So like that's my highlights and like my low points for that kind of thing. But like those chops, those kicks, this whole thing was That's Richard's fucking brutal moment. You know what I mean? Like, you can't fake that.
No.
But they see something like this. Usually, before we go into a rating, right? Usually, quite a lot of time you watch, like, say, WWE with like a non-believer, non-fan, or whatever you want to call them, and you're like, oh man, why are they watching this match? Out of any match they could watch, like, this is so cringy. And then you're like, you watch something like fucking Ring of Honor or New Japan, and you're like, man, if they were there watching this match, that'd be fucking awesome. This was a WWE match where if you watched a non-fan, you'd be like going, oh my god, like, well, why
much
did
like
with this match?
Steen, fucking what you call it, one that we reviewed. Do you know what I mean? As you even said it on the show, like, do you know what I mean? That's like, that isn't the match to show people have never viewed like Ring of Honor, because there's so many good Ring of Honor matches. You know, it just goes to show there are matches that you shouldn't kind of go like, oh, you know, this is a match to get you on that bus. You know, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean.
So, Brian, what are you rating it then?
I'll give it a
Your
6.
pick, you go first.
I'll give it a 6.
Wow. Tubbs?
I as I said, Joe, I'm completely 50-50 conflicted on this one, so I'm going to give it a 5, right in the middle.
Rich?
Give it a 4.
4, 5, 6. Not so bad. I actually thought I was being generous giving it a 6. It could have went lower.
I mean, I probably am generous giving it a 5, but as I said, I was 50-50 split on it, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was so much I didn't like, there was so much I did like, so I was just going, look, I'm just going to go middle bracket because...
Right? The main question, this is how you score realistically. You're conflicted. Were you entertained?
I was and I wasn't. That's how I ended up conflicted on it. Do you know what I mean? That's why I kind of landed in the middle of the fence. There was some bits that entertained me, but then, as I said, by the 15th to 16th minute, I found myself kind of going...
It got boring.
Do you know what I mean? So I kind of lost half the points on it due to that. Like, it was just because I was like, nobody can like look at this match and kind of like go, oh, do you know, they didn't like half fucking murder each other. Do you know what I mean? That part of it was entertaining. But as I said, it's entertaining, as we've all said about certain matches, Joe, going too long or, you know, over time. This just felt like it just kept it going and going and going and going and going and going. When you could have shaved about 10 minutes off that entire section of what they were doing, and they could have still have beaten each other to fucking a pulp because they were.
So, Tubbs, what have you got for us next week?
All right, boys. Since it's our 30th show, right?
30 show. Woo!
Number 30. You know the brand I'm all about, so that's where we're going to go this week.
If it's our 30th show, we should really be aiming to score this one 30, shouldn't we?
Oh, this is why I've done this. And I didn't go to my normal wheelhouse, all right? Rich, you'll be proud of me in this one. Next week, boys, we're going back to New Japan.
Ooh.
All right? We're going back to New Japan because I spent the whole day watching fucking matches today, right? And I fucking found 3, all right, that I was like, oh, these could be fucking 30s. These could be top 30s. One of them was on a brand, Revolution Pro, that's on Amazon Prime. So I was going, oh, shit, I can't get that one because not everyone can watch it. And I came down to 2 matches. But what I ended up settling on was New Japan Pro Wrestling, Will Ospreay versus King Ricochet from 2016.
Rich's face.
Yeah. This...
That's already not a 10 from me. Sorry, boys. I'm just... It's not...
Are you not a fan of these guys?
I'm just letting you know that it's not a 10 from me.
I will say...
No. So we figured out so that Rich only gives 10s to Omega.
No.
Or Bret
Hart.
Man.
I will say, though, I've seen Will Ospreay
live,
and he is pretty good.
This match, now, just for me, I won't talk about it till next week, but I think we're in for a treat, boys.
Can't make it.
Huh?
I won't be here next week. Can't make it. I got COVID.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Me and Brian will take the show and run with it. It's all good. You've got stuff to do.
Stay away from it for 14 days.
Yeah, so that's my pick for next week.
I can't believe you like built this up, being like, yeah, this is gonna be the 38 mark, and I'm like, as soon as you went Will Ospreay, I was like, well, that's
look, as I said, man, look, I mean, I can't pick Kenny Omega for you every week, Rich. Do you know what I mean? I gotta go other ways. I gotta go with other wrestlers, you know.
Hey, but just for the record, he wasn't the 10-star. Like, no, that took 2 people to make that 10-star.
Well, I mean, like, I'd go so far as to say that if you're going to pick a wrestler to beat an Omega match, you go with Ospreay. The guy is just fire, man. You know.
The dude is putting himself in an early fucking grave.
He is, man. I mean,
every
look,
match that he does, he's taking another fucking day of his life away.
Oh yeah, but which is why it's a contender for the 310s, man. You gotta watch it. Do you know what I mean?
I remember this match.
Right, let's leave it there, lads, and we'll see you next week.
We'll see.
Have a good one, boys, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and give us in suggestions if you want to see something different that we haven't done so far. And next week, I will have a Word document of the scores of all the matches we've done so far and shows. So see you later. I've started it because I was waiting for Tubbs a while ago.
Good job.
See you later, guys. Bye.
See you in a while.